Yes, it is a choice that we can choose to serve God or not to serve God. But if you serve God, you are on the right path. And he said, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, because God is a spirit. So you can't find God in a building. But already, and he also said, he does not live in a place where a man have built with his hand. So that means God does not dwell in a house or certain place, but rather God dwell in us. So we are the temple of him, not a certain builder that they name it with all the name of denominations. It is not what it is. So it is a choice to be able to follow blind people, or you don't want to do any research and find out what am I doing or where am I going. So it is good to make a choice, but make it wisely, and then test it and see the one what I'm choosing, is it helping me? Am I having peace? Am I having joy in it? Because you can also learn a bad thing very well and then demonstrate it very bad and wicked and deadly. So because if you read the story of Paul was a very great man working for the religion that he believes that he is the only one that need to be served, not knowing it's a wrong one. So you can be able to learn something wrong but very well. So knowledge is there. You can be able to choose a knowledge and then learn the knowledge, but the knowledge that you pick, it was wrong. So you can be able to operate it in the wrong manner. So it's a choice that you can be able to choose to worship God or serve God or not. Serving God, in other hand, also is this. If you, it has been described in Matthew 25 from verse 31 to 44. It said there are certain people that God mentioned that if you are doing certain things like this to them, then you are doing it for him. Not necessarily you have to go through a certain room or certain house or certain building before you can be able to serve him. So people like people who are sick, people who are poor, people who are homeless, all those people that say if you remember all these people, that means you are doing it for him. But the things have changed around. But those are the people that we need to be able to take care of, because they are weak. We need to be able to give them the strength. We're doing all this, damn it, we are serving God, because God is a spirit and is already dwell in the people. So if you are helping one another, you are helping people, that means you are serving God. So if you can be able to trace story in the Bible, the Good Samaritan and then the rabbi. So the Good Samaritan was, the rabbi was going to church, or was going to their synagogue, and then he saw somebody bleeding on the roadside, and then he just passed by him, and then here you are, a businessman, which is a Good Samaritan, passed by, saw that this person is a human being and he's suffering, he needs help, a clinic or hospital, and then pray that they should take care of him. If anything, this is my contact, you can get in touch with me, I'll come and pay the differences. So the question thrown to Jesus Christ said, so these two people, who are the one that do the will of God or do the work of God? So of course they said the Good Samaritan is the one that really do the work of God. So my point again is, if you are doing something to your brother or your sister, then it's like you are doing it for the Lord. Not necessarily you have to be in a certain building before show that you are doing the work of God, because people really hide themselves into their very wicked secretly, and then you go to a building pretending that they are serving God, they can do everything, exercise all kind of holiness, and then wear all kind of clothes from top to down, and then pretending that, oh yes, I am holy. That is not what the scripture said. Our works, we shall know them by the works that we do, and then how we portray ourselves. Because hypocrites, if you are doing good, you feel some sort of joy inside you. A smile is something. You be going and you remember certain things that you have done, and then you feel so, the joy comes into your heart. So it's like, it's a choice that we choose, and you can choose be able to be very wicked and very nasty to people, disrespectful to people, and at the same time, you are building the negative energy for yourself. So if you are building up all these negative energies to yourself, you realize that your life is very miserable, and then nothing works for you. Everything you touch is died and it kills, because the negative alone cannot be able to take you to anywhere. Because in life there have to be a negative and a positive. But I advise that at least we have to be positive 80% and then be negative 20%, because we are human beings. We cannot be 100% perfect. So we try the best we can to be on the side of the positive and doing good and being a nice thing. So it is time that we have to be able to practice certain things that can be able to help us, move freely and not scared of anything. And then also he said he does not give us the spirit of fear, but he gives us the spirit of courage and boldness. If you are doing the right thing, you are doing a good thing, you are doing, you helping people, and you are obtaining some thank you, oh God bless you, all this all day. If you feel some sort of joy in your heart. It's like if you gather how many thank you a day you receive a day. So when you're thinking about how you help an elderly person struggling to cross the road, carrying a bag, you help that person, or hold a door for somebody to come in because you're having a kitten and a bag, and then you help that person by holding the door. And so thank you. You feel very good indeed, than to be able to slam the door in the face of them even though they need help, but you don't care about how people feel. When you're doing that, it's like the choice that you are choosing, the consequence is coming. The consequence simply means that you will not be happy inwardly. You will not be happy. So when you are not happy inwardly, it tends to be stress. So when the stress is inside, then it turns to a sickness. So it's like, it's the choice that we choose is the one that creates or give us so many consequences that we are facing. So if you are going through a situation, you need not to ask somebody, ask yourself or revisit yourself. Revisit yourself is just to be quiet and then pondering over all that you have done. And then they say, how am I doing? Why am I doing this? If you really want to change, you have to be able to take responsibility of your actions or your doings. Then you say, oh, no, you have to rebuke yourself. If you rebuke yourself that, oh yes, I think I am not doing the right thing, I need not to do this, I play a wicked in this part even though they don't see me, I am doing this at the closed door, I need to change. You see, you need to be able to accept your mistakes and accept your behavior, take responsibility over what you are doing, and then try to be able to do the opposite. Then you can be able to have that kind of joy or happiness. But don't cover it, because if you cover your mistakes, you cannot be happy. Try much as possible to be able to accept it. Beat yourself up. So no, I didn't do this right. But if you're waiting for somebody to tell you, you might not get that person. Maybe your friend, they're scared to be able to approach you with all this kind of behavior, attitude that you have. They don't want to jeopardize the relationship between you and them. But the most important thing is you have to meet yourself. If you meet yourself in a quiet place, whereby you are lying down, you are about to sleep or something, that's where you meet yourself. because nobody is there but only you. So collect all wrong things that you have been doing and then advise yourself. And then you decide, listen, I don't need to be doing this. So by you accepting your mistake and then agree that you will change, it works better than somebody talking to you that you have to change. If you are not convinced, you cannot change until you are convinced yourself before you can be able to make a change. So it's a choice. It's a choice in life. You can choose to be a good person or a bad person. But remember, whatever you choose, the consequence also follows. But it's not all consequences that are more. You can choose to be a giving person, someone who you like to give, support and help people. When they are in need, you offer help. All this is like the services. There are certain things that we are gifted. God have given us to be able to do. So if you are a gifted person that God gave you this, that you have to serve people, you have to give them, even though if you have a last thing, somebody is in need, you can pass it. Oh, you take it. You need it so much. I will see what I can do next time. The more you give, and the more shall be given unto you in a good measure. A cheerful giver. God loves a cheerful giver. Somebody that, from your heart, from the bottom of your heart, you say, take this. I don't need it for now, but you need it. And then also you can choose to be very stingy, very wicked. You hold things up and nobody want to touch it. Even though you have it like a very greedy and then you have a lot of stuff, but you are still piling in it. But listen, and you know what the word said? They said, you gather it, but you not even use it or you not enjoy it. And the people hold all those things. It becomes like a stumbling block on their way. Why don't you get rid of them? Give some to somebody. If you have 2-3 things, give some to somebody. Somebody might need it. They might not have a means to be able to get it. Why are you hoarding all this? God doesn't like people who hoard. When you hoard, nothing new will come to you. So we should be able to learn how to be able to be kind and be giving to other people who are in need. If you are doing all this, that means you are serving God. Especially people who accept Him, that I have acknowledged you that you are my God, who you created me. I have acknowledged you. I will worship you. So when you do that, that means like you will shun evil and then do the right thing. So that's why the wisdom of God will be coming to you. There are certain things sometimes you'll be facing a situation that you don't know how to go about it. You see that the Spirit of God will drop ideas and guide you how to be able to go about this situation. If you have God, you have Christ in your life, it makes life more meaningful. And then you don't just accept Him and then sit down that the magic should happen. You got to be able to be practical. You have to do things in action. A prayer without action, it doesn't yield to any result. A prayer only gives you a revelation and then it guide you how to direct you, and then you have to put it in action before you can be able to get a result. Many people said, oh, these worldly people, we can't be close to them. But you forget that the worldly people are the ones that have a company that you are working for. And then they pay you, you take the money and go and donate to a church called tithe. So we need not to look down upon these people are in the street or something, because they are the ones that are creating. I haven't seen factories or creating jobs for helping the community. You can see solely the ministers have their own riches and all kind of mansions, all kind of that. But if you said, what are they building to be able to affect the community, the growth? Think about it. So we should stop putting down insulting people that are not coming to so-called a church. Then you answer that they are wealthy people. Remember, they are the one that hire you, and then you have money, put money in your pocket. So you should be able to stop saying all kind of this. It is not right. Okay, and then also it said the people of this world are more wiser than the people of so-called light. He's talking about so-called people that, oh, I'm going to church, I'm a child of God, but let's say you are broke. So when you hear this message, please share it to a friend and a family so that they can be able to take something out of it. And remember to subscribe and then hit the like button and also the light, the bell. Thank you for listening. Talk to you later.